I got fired from my job on Christmas. On Christmas, after 19 years working for the company. I'm not going to say their name, but it rhymes with Booby Poo's Day, okay? I started as a server when I was 19 years old, became a bartender. I did shift leading for a while. I was assistant general manager for years, and then I finally became the general manager. Very proud of that. I worked really hard for that. 19 years, I never missed a day of work. I've always showed up. I've always been consistent. Always done everything. I've watched the company go from 1,000 stores down to 195. I've went the whole way with the company. They decided they were going to be open on Christmas Day this year. So first of all, I had to tell my family and my kids that I was going to miss Christmas dinner and all of that and all the activities and family time to go to work. What I didn't want to do was just make my employees work. So I took volunteers. The company didn't pay an extra dime to work on Christmas Day. No holiday pay, no bonus pay, no time and a half, no double time, nothing. But they expected me to just make people work, which I didn't want to do. I work in a college town. Most of them were at home on break with their families. The few people I had around town that were still working, they wanted Christmas off. They wanted to spend time with their families on Christmas like they should, like I wanted to. So I had 3 volunteers that were willing to work on Christmas. There was no previous sales. There was nothing really to base that on. We were only going to be open from 4 to 9. So we were going to run it with the 4 of us. I talked to my boss about it. He's like, that's not enough. He's like, you need more people. You got to make more people work with no incentive on Christmas Day. I couldn't get anybody else to work. I couldn't make anybody work. I was not going to fire anybody for not working on Christmas. So the 4 of us did the absolute best we could, and we got killed. I cooked all the food by myself. I had a host, I had a server, and I had a brand new shift leader first day out of training that was trying to help out wherever she could. She started out cooking with me for a while, and then they started filling up in the front, and the whole place filled up. And I've never seen so many to-go orders come in within a few hour span ever. Apparently we were the only place open in town. I did the best I could. I cooked by myself. I cooked thousands of dollars worth of sales and food till about 8 o'clock. We were supposed to close at 9. By 8 o'clock, I was almost out of prep. Both sides of my line were empty. I was running back and forth to the cooler. Both sides of my screens were both still full. The restaurant was still full. I didn't know what to do. We were all overwhelmed. We ended up closing the front door 1 hour early at 8 so we could finish taking care of all the people inside the restaurant and finish up the to-go orders that we could not turn off. I cannot turn off the to-go orders. They would stop at 9. So I finished cooking what I had for all of those people, ran back and forth, prepped some things on the fly to get those people taken care of, to get the to-go orders all taken care of, to get to 9 o'clock. We closed, 4 of us closed the entire restaurant. I closed the entire kitchen by myself. We washed thousands of dollars worth of dishes. We were all there very late at night. And then I got fired for my efforts.
You fired me because other people didn't want to come in and work for you? You fired me because I watched my staff get worked to death. And I closed the store early, or I closed the restaurant early because I'm watching them overwork themselves from 4 to 9 p.m. getting out orders. You didn't give them holiday pay. You didn't give them any incentives, anything like that. You just said, bitch, go work my store. And that's what we keep telling y'all about these businesses. They will watch you die just so that they can get $1. This was on Christmas. Who the fuck is eating Ruby Tuesday on Christmas? Right? Like, I haven't heard anybody I haven't heard nobody say, man, I'm hungry as fuck. Let's go to Ruby Tuesdays in a very long time. That's crazy, man. And, you know, for him to be working there 19 years, he worked there 19 years. People aren't working jobs like that anymore. People in general are not making it 19, 20 years, whether it's them leaving that job or that job finding somewhere else for you to go. So I know he was getting paid pennies on the dollar in comparison to other places. And they still got rid of him.
One of the things I love about TikTok is how random people from all around the world like have your back and will go to bat for you. I just looked at Ruby Tuesday's page and the way that the world flooded their comments about Jeff being unrightfully fired on Christmas Day. Like, I just love to see the unity. Like, all the comments are like funny and creative, and I just love us. Like, we don't play about people we don't know. Like, so don't try it.
Imagine being a restaurant chain that has closed 80% of your stores in the last 20 years and then firing one of your most loyal employees on Christmas Day. Jeff Cook is 38. He started serving for Ruby Tuesdays at 19 and then worked his way up to bartender, assistant manager, and now general manager. And then corporate made a decision to open on Christmas Day. So Jeff had a difficult conversation with his family and then went around asking his staff for volunteers to work on Christmas Day. No incentive pay was offered, no company bonus, no holiday pay. Upper management told Jeff that the 3 volunteers wouldn't be enough, but these were unprecedented times and there were no numbers to back this up against. The restaurant filled up both physically and with an insane amount of to-go orders. He and his staff did the best they could, but ultimately they struggled. Then he was fired, and now he's back at square one as a server at a new restaurant. His story has resonated with over 6 million people. Over 14 million people have now heard Jeff Cook's story. So what's the update? Well, for one thing, Jeff is clocking in at 30 times the followership of Ruby Tuesdays. He finished server training at his new gig and starts solo on Thursday. He's got no shortage of opportunities around the country, with many people offering him jobs and one person in his town even offering building space. Jeff was a TikToker before this all happened, showcasing his amazing VHS collection. His actual dream is a retro cafe, mixing his love of VHS tapes and physical media with food service. Think CRT TVs playing classics, a video game bar, snack bar, and now his dream is in reach, which is so exciting. Jeff has made a request, though, that people stop calling and harassing his old coworkers. If you want to reach out to Ruby Tuesday Corporate, here is their information. I think I speak for us all when I say I can't wait to see what Jeff does next.
All right, life update. Last 48 hours have been absolutely amazing, and I have so much hope for the future. 3 days ago, when I made the post about losing my job, I was at rock bottom. I was depressed. I was scared. I felt like my life was crumbling. I didn't know what I was about to do. And I just prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I cried and I prayed some more. And I just asked God to show up in my life and do something in my life. And then he showed up. And all of you guys showed up. When you have hundreds of thousands of people praying for you and supporting you and rooting for you, that can do some amazing things in your life. I'm so hopeful for the future right now. And I'm so confident in myself and my abilities because you guys have all been building me up. I just finished training at my server job that I was telling you guys about. I'm going to be on my own starting Thursday. I don't really want to make a big announcement about that because I still need to really learn what I'm doing and feel confident in that. Plus, I don't want them to have any unwanted attention. But as soon as that's going good and I feel good in that, I'm going to let you guys come see me. I would love to have you guys come and see me and support me there. I had another restaurant reach out to me locally. They want to hire me as well as a server, so I might do both. I'm definitely going to check into that. I have had hundreds and hundreds of job leads sent to me, really good stuff all over the country. People that own businesses that said that they would hire me in a heartbeat. People reaching out to help me with my resume. I've had somebody offer to help me do my taxes. Amazing support. And I just want to say thank you to every single person in this community that has shared my post or said something nice to me. I have thousands of messages. And I'll never probably be able to get to all of them, but I've been taking time every day to try to go through and respond. And I see you guys. I see all of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. My ultimate dream has always been to open up my own breakfast restaurant, and I actually had somebody in town who owns a building that wants to potentially open a restaurant and partner with me
So, family, this story is a stark reminder of the harsh realities many loyal employees face. Imagine dedicating nearly 20 years to a company, showing up day in, day out, sacrificing holidays, personal time, and energy to ensure the restaurant strives, and then being dismissed on one of the most emotional, significant days of the year. So, Christmas is supposed to be a time for celebration, a time for family and gratitude. Yet Jeff's reality was a call to termination notice. Stories like this spark conversations about corporate culture, loyalty, and even the value of human capital. Companies like Ruby Tuesday often market themselves as family-friendly, community-oriented, and even employee-focused. But when push comes to shove, the action don't always match the branding. Now, this is where the conversation becomes bigger than Jeff. How many employees nationwide are quietly facing similar treatment during holidays? How often is long-term dedication overlooked in favor of cost-cutting or restructuring? Now, it raises ethical questions about employment practices and even the emotional tolls on workers and family. The public response has been fierce, as it should be. People empathize because it's relatable. Many viewers imagine themselves or even loved ones in Jeff's shoes and feel the injustice personally. Now, beyond sympathy, family, this story is a wake-up call for companies to reconsider how they honor employees who have devoted their lives to the brand. Loyalty isn't just a nice sentiment, it's an investment, and employees deserve respect, they deserve clear communication, and even a fair treatment. Now, Jeff's Cook firing on Christmas is more than just a personal strategy, family. It's a reflection of the system, a case study in corporate negligence, and even a lesson for both employees and employers alike. In a world where job security is increasingly fragile, this story forces all of us to ask, how do we balance dedication with self-projection? And how do companies truly recognize those who have given everything? And how can public awareness drive better treatment for workers everywhere?